Hello everyone and welcome to Gigantic Army, in which we oppose a gigantic army. We're going to choose the middle strength weapons on both our main weapon and special weapon. The middle strength main weapon makes it so we don't have to aim quite as much, and I'm a fan of that. Here we are. We're in a big-ass mech. So the way this works is we can aim in any direction and fire, but when we start firing, our gun stays locked in that direction, and we can't move it again until we stop firing. It takes a bit of getting used to, but after about 10 minutes, you get a hang of things, you know. Something I greatly underestimated when I played through this game before was the usefulness of the melee attack. We can just extend a giant spike from our torso that absolutely obliterates things. The downside to this, of course, is that we're going to take bullets in the process. However, enemies aren't really our biggest obstacle. Our biggest obstacle is the time limit. When it runs out, we're dead. So we need to be super fast. Now this is a pretty fun introductory boss. We have to stay in the middle to shoot at the part that actually gets hurt, and if we stray too far to the left or right, we're going to get hit by those giant purple balls of death. Of course, it also has bombs it shoots out, which we need to jump over on occasion. So you have to keep track of quite a few things at once. Not nearly as much as other boss fights, but it's a good introduction to what the game expects of you. It's pretty fun. We can dash, and dashing and doing a melee attack is the quickest way to kill most enemies. Our dash only lasts a short while though, so we need to time it pretty well. We have a double jump and hover of sorts, but it only lasts for, what, 2 seconds about? It's very necessary during boss fights where we need to hover to avoid enemy fire, so we have to use it pretty sparingly. You get good at timing it very fast, though, out of necessity. I guess that's how most of this goes. You learn how to deal with stuff or else you die. The game's not very merciful. So here's the real boss fight. And we saved up all of our secondary weapon for this occasion in particular. Now, this thing shoots down at us and unleashes bombs we have to jump over, and in order to damage it, we have to stay between its legs. Ordinarily, this would last much longer, but we saved all of our secondary weapons just for this. At the end of a stage, we only get healed a very small amount. Boop! These are mines. Don't run into them like I did. So in case it's not apparent, we're basically just cannon fodder. These mosquito-like enemies are easy to avoid. They don't shoot at you unless they get a really good lock on you, so if you keep moving, they're not going to shoot at you at all. You pretty much have to figure out how to speedrun this game to actually survive in it. The biggest threat with these guys is that they shoot a big laser in addition to their tiny, more harmless ones. We can kill them very fast with melee attacks though, like everything else. Here's our first boss of the stage. He's not really that hard. He shoots bullets from his Gatling gun, which we just move left or right to avoid, and he shoots homing missiles that we lead back and jump over. That's about it. His smaller missiles we can just shoot out of the air. The biggest threat are the homing ones, but we can jump over those if we time ourselves well enough. I can't stress enough that you really don't want to shoot every enemy. Some enemies even respawn. The most important thing is to not waste your time. I love fighting these guys because it's fun to jump over their big laser and stab them. Feels good. This game in general makes you feel good. It feels good to blow stuff up and it feels good to dodge everything. Now here's a boss I have a bit of trouble with. He moves around a lot. We can't really fire in one spot like we can with most of the other bosses. He's a lot more aggressive, and if we stand right in front of him, he'll charge at us and smash us with his claw. He fires a volley of those giant balls. Well, they're relatively giant. Which is harder to avoid than his machine gun fire. Most important thing is to stay a good distance away. We need space to dodge his attacks, or just stand right there and get hit by them. In theory, we need space to dodge his attacks. This game is pretty tough. It's a lot like the SNES games it's inspired by. They even made a mock-up Super Nintendo box art for it, which is cute. When you lose all your continues in this game, you have to start over. There's no saving your data or anything like that. You have to beat it all in one go. Now this guy I can deal with. We saved our secondary weapons for him again. He also has a big claw, but he telegraphs it when he's about to use it. Yeah, see? Very easy to see it coming. His regular bullets aren't too much a threat either. I mean, unless we drop down on top of them. He shoots a big laser like those guys we stabbed in the leg back there as well, but all of his individual attacks are really easy to dodge. It's just learning to dodge them together that's tough. That's all I'm going to show off of Gigantic Army, and I really like it. It's exactly like the Super Nintendo games it takes inspiration from, if not better, because the design is improved from way back then. And if you like those kind of games back when they were brand new, then you're gonna like this too. Or if you like side-scrolling shooters in general. I suppose this is a running gun. The point is, it's fun. It's fun and challenging, and you should probably play it. Go get it.